We learned yesterday that Special Prosecutor Jack Smith is going to be rolling out more charges in the ongoing permanent investigation of Donald Trump. This time, Trump announced that he has been notified that he's the target of the grand jury investigation focused on January the 6th. Also yesterday, in big breaking news, 16 former Republican electors facing felony charges in Michigan as Dana Nessel levels charges against the Republicans and their political opponents for political activities. We'll get to that as well. I spoke to Ms. Shawn Maddock, the former co-chair of the Michigan Republican Party, at length yesterday evening. I'll tell you about that coming up a bit later. But let's talk about January 6th. You know, the first unarmed, uncoordinated insurrection in world history, where people who were let into the Capitol and took selfies of themselves have been prosecuted beyond the full extent of the law. Beyond the full extent of the law. Nothing says justice quite like throwing grandma into jail for walking into the Capitol, doing no damage at all, showing no signs of violence, and then leaving without actually committing the crime. While Team Biden can collect millions of dollars in shady deals to let foreign countries buy influence through Hunter Biden, and it appears Joe Biden directly as well, and have no consequences at all. Welcome to the new America. Yeah, this all makes perfect sense, huh? Not to mention the shortest line in the White House is made of Bolivian cocaine, but the Secret Service has no interest at all in investigating that little white lie. Anyway, let's focus on the relentless pursuit of Donald Trump for a moment, both by the weaponized Department of Justice and the most of the news operations in America. All right, Neil Cavuto really doesn't like Donald Trump, and Vivek Ramaswamy doesn't seem to care about all of that. Listen.
I do not think it should disqualify him legally from running. I think it should affect the decisions that voters make at the ballot box, because that's how we do things in the United States of America. The people of this country decide who leads them through a democratic process in our constitutional republic. So should voters take into account when deciding? Absolutely. And I'm making my case in the same election that Trump is, and I intend to win, Neil. But I want to win by convincing voters of why they should vote for me, not by having the federal police state eliminate my competition. That's why I stand on principle, and I say the same thing today that I have at every step of the way. You know what? Right after January 6th, I published it in the Wall Street Journal, making the case that censorship was responsible for what happened. 3 advisors to my company resigned. So, yes, it has been at considerable personal risk, too, Neil, that these are touchy subjects, but I believe it is important
but you've
to
also
speak the
been
truth
on record,
without apology.
You've also been on record as saying that you would pardon the president should he assume, or you assume office. Do you still stand by that? Because
I would,
there are a lot
because
of people
I think
who do not like what went down and don't think you're in a position, should he become president, to go ahead and pardon him.
I don't like what went down, Neil, but what I really care about is moving our country forward.
You know what I'd say to that? I'm old enough to remember when Neil Cavuto at least appeared to be impartial. Makes me pretty old, doesn't it? Anyway, do facts matter in this country anymore? You have to wonder.